talk therapy.
Have you ever loved someone and felt like they didn't feel the same way back? It's like giving your whole heart and getting half of theirs in return. You keep hoping they'll notice how much you care, but after a while you start to feel tired, not just emotionally, but physically, mentally, because love, when it's one-sided, feels like lifting something too heavy alone. You still hope, though, that maybe one day they'll understand, but sometimes it feels like you're the only one trying, like they're there, but not really there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. It's like you're always reaching out first, always the one checking in, planning, showing up, and after a while it starts to hurt. You wonder if you're loving them too much, or if they're loving you too little. But it's hard to stop, because your love is real, even if theirs feels uncertain. You try not to overthink it, but silence is loud, and it starts to echo inside you.
That's exactly how it feels. Like you're having conversations with yourself, hoping they'll join in. You tell them about your day, your fears, your dreams, and they just nod. No follow-up questions, no curiosity, no emotion. And then they say they care. But actions don't match the words. How do you believe someone who doesn't show they care? Isn't love supposed to be felt, not just said? I don't want to beg someone to love me back, but it's hard to walk away when you still care.
That contradiction is brutal. Loving someone who doesn't meet you halfway feels like drowning slowly. You keep telling yourself it'll change. You hang on to the good moments, hoping they'll come back. But love shouldn't feel like guessing. It should feel safe, certain, warm. When it's one-sided, it turns into anxiety. Did I do something wrong? Are they losing interest? But the truth is, maybe they just don't feel the same. And that's a truth no one wants to admit.
We try to justify their behavior, don't we? Like they're just busy or they show love differently. And maybe that's true, but there's a line between different love languages and emotional neglect. I don't want to feel like I have to earn love, like it's some prize for being patient enough. But that's how it feels sometimes. Like you're proving your worth just to get crumbs. And that's not how love should work, right?
Absolutely not. Love shouldn't feel like a performance. You shouldn't have to shrink yourself to be seen. It should be mutual effort, not one person doing all the emotional labor. You know what's crazy? You can be in a relationship and still feel completely alone, and when you bring it up, they say you're overreacting. Or worse, they turn it around on you. It's manipulative, even if they don't realize it, and it slowly breaks you down.
Yes. It makes you question your own feelings like, am I being too sensitive? You start to doubt your instincts, and that's dangerous, because when you stop trusting yourself, you lose your voice. You start making excuses for them while your own needs stay buried. I used to think love was about compromise. But it's not compromise if only one person is bending. That's just imbalance, and imbalance eventually breaks everything.
It really does. The sad thing is, sometimes we stay because we remember the version of them who did care. Even if that version hasn't shown up in months. You hold on to potential, not reality. But potential isn't enough. You can't build a relationship on maybe. You need consistency, not confusion. Affection, not apology. Presence, not promises. Otherwise, love becomes a guessing game you always lose.
Do you think it's possible they love us just differently? Maybe they show love in ways we don't see. Or maybe we expect too much. I've asked myself that a lot. But then I wonder, Should love be that complicated? Should we have to decode it? Shouldn't love make us feel seen, not invisible? Shouldn't it give more peace than pain? I know no one is perfect, but love shouldn't feel like begging.
No, it shouldn't. You can't beg someone into loving you better. Love is a choice every day. It's presence, attention, empathy. You shouldn't have to question your value in someone's life. You shouldn't be the only one trying to fix things. And no matter how much you love them, if they don't show up, it chips away at you until all that's left is silence. And silence starts to hurt more than their absence.
I think the hardest part is deciding when to let go. You keep hoping maybe next week they'll change. And sometimes they do, just enough to pull you back in. But it doesn't last. The cycle repeats: affection, distance, apology, silence. You want to believe it's love, but maybe it's just comfort or fear of being alone. How do you know the difference? How do you know when it's time to walk away?
It's hard because love isn't black and white. You remember their good sides, their potential, but you have to ask, are you staying out of love or out of hope? Is this relationship growing you or draining you? Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is choose yourself. Choose peace over potential, presence over promises. Because one-sided love teaches you this: it's not your job to teach someone how to care.
I never thought of it that way, choosing peace over potential. It makes sense, but it's still painful. You imagine how things could be. You replay moments that felt real. And it's hard to accept that sometimes love doesn't last. Even if it started with all the right things, even if you still care deeply, letting go feels like giving up. But maybe it's really choosing better, not for them, but for yourself.
Exactly. You can love someone and still walk away. Because love without respect, effort, and care isn't enough. You deserve to be met with the same energy you give. You deserve to be prioritized. And if you keep lowering your standards to keep someone around, soon you won't recognize yourself. That's not love, that's survival. And relationships shouldn't feel like you're barely holding on. They should feel like coming home.
You know what's strange? The more I loved him, the smaller I felt. Like I kept shrinking myself to keep the peace. Not saying too much, not feeling too much, just trying to be easy to love. And in doing that, I started losing myself. The girl I was before, she was bold, open, alive. Now I second-guess every word. Love shouldn't cost you your voice. It shouldn't make you invisible.
No, it shouldn't. The right love helps you grow. It lets you be loud, messy, real. You don't have to shrink to fit someone's comfort zone. You don't have to apologize for needing connection. You're allowed to want affection, reassurance, effort. Those aren't too much. They're human. And if someone makes you feel like a burden for wanting love, they're not your person. They're just someone you need to release.
What scares me is starting over. Letting go means facing the unknown. I got so used to his presence, even if it hurt. And that familiarity, it's hard to lose. But I'm starting to realize loneliness in a relationship hurts more than loneliness alone. At least alone, I'm not hoping for something that won't come. I want to be with someone who sees me, not just tolerates me. Someone who chooses me fully every day. Is that too much to ask?
It's not too much at all. You deserve someone who leans in, not away. Someone who listens when you speak, not just waits to respond.
The kind of love that holds space for your heart. Not love that leaves you guessing. You deserve a partner, not a puzzle. And starting over is scary, but it's also freeing. It's a chance to find someone who speaks your language, who doesn't just say, "I love you," but shows it every single day.
I think I needed this conversation more than I realized. You're reminding me that I'm not crazy for wanting more. That love isn't supposed to feel like begging. It's not about staying silent just to keep someone. It's about being yourself and being seen. And I think, deep down, I've known it was one-sided. I just didn't want to admit it, because admitting it means doing something about it. But I think I'm ready now. Ready to choose myself again.
I'm glad you said that, because choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's survival. You gave and you tried and you stayed, but now it's time to release what's hurting you. Letting go doesn't mean you didn't love them. It means you finally loved yourself enough. You deserve peace, Olivia. And peace doesn't live in uncertainty. It lives where you feel safe. And you're allowed to seek that.
Thank you for holding this space with me. It feels like I've been carrying this weight alone for so long. But hearing your words, it's like a mirror, reflecting all the things I've been afraid to say out loud. Sometimes we just need someone to remind us of our worth. Someone to say, "Hey, you matter. Your heart matters. And you did that for me today. You didn't fix it, but you listened. And in doing that, you helped me begin to heal. And I won't forget that."
You don't need to thank me. You've been strong for so long, you deserve to fall apart too. And I'm honored I could be here for you. Because that's what love should feel like. Friendship, softness, care. Not confusion, not silence, not doubt. You deserve the kind of love that feels like rest, not like a war you keep fighting alone. And if I could leave you with one thing, it's this. Your heart is worth matching. Don't settle for less ever again.